Hey folks, Steve here. How you doing? I'm gonna run out because my wife has requested something that is in the back of my trailer. I have returned from a job a little while ago and I still have it stacked up with my old workbench. So in order to get access to the front of the trailer, I gotta unload the back of the trailer. Okay, no problem there. So I'm just gonna take you along for that ride to unload my extremely Paulk, RON PAULK system. With that, the trailer is now open and ready for business. I normally am not carrying my workbench with me. That's specific to the job. If I know I'm going to use it on the job quite a bit, like maybe for a half a day or a full day, or if I'm there multiple days, I'll take the bench. However, that bench is 100 pounds before the sawhorses and everything else, so I have to physically carry 100 pounds. And I'm not in contractor shape like I used to be. So with that being said, I think about whether I need that bench or not. It's not an automatic throw it in the trailer and ride with it, and if you use it, you use it. If you don't, you just set it off to the side. With that, these new benches, the SMART benches that I'm building, are out of lightweight plywood. More or less the same bench, but it's only 2/3 the weight, and that is certainly easier to move around, and I'm more likely to set that bench up if I only need it for a half hour, 45 minutes or something like that, as opposed to the other bench where I think, if I don't have a couple of hours that I need this bench for whatever, I'm not going to take it and set it up. I'll figure something else out to include plywood on sawhorses. Problem is the way I built it. Pointing out there because that's where it sets. It's the RON PAULK Compact Bench version 2 from pre-2019, I think, and I bought the plans and built it. His bench was originally built out of Imperial, so the fractional system, what we typically use, and it is going to be 3 feet. It was supposed to be by 6. I went ahead and made it by 7 because I was really questing for the 4x8 bench that he had in 2 parts, but to transport 8-foot goods in my small truck and in this trailer, and 2 parts of it problematic. So I did not build the 2-part 4x8 bench, but that's what I wanted. So I was thinking compromise, and the compromise was 3x7 rather than 3x6. Well, it turns out that extra foot really doesn't do anything, and that's not actually causing the weight to be that much more. I mean, certainly it's more because it's longer, but it's not that much more. It's the fact that I did not have lightweight plywood in order to build that bench out of. It was regular AC plywood, and that goes like 71 pounds a sheet, and there are, I think, 2 sheets out there minus whatever I cut out for, you know, the sides are open, all the dog holes and things. So there's a lot of material removed to make the bench what it is. These new benches are smaller, roughly 3x6, again built on the metric, and they are lightweight because of the lightweight plywood. They only go about 64 pounds for the bench top as opposed to 100 pounds out there. And that is a bench that I'll throw in here, and I'll take it whether I need it or not. If I think I might need it, I'm going to throw it in. Probably the bench that will go with me even more than that will be, if I can only bring one bench, it'll be, when I build it, it'll be the SMART Station where the tools are integrated. And that would be the bench to take because it'll do everything the SMART bench will do, but it does more. So I'll take that bench, and if I can take 2, then the other bench will go with me as well. As it sets, and this is no surprise here, as it sets, this trailer is ready to close up and hook up and shuffle to the door and head on out to a job site. So I don't really have to do anything to it. There's nothing to put away, but that would make sense in the fact that I came back from a job site and it was ready to transport then. By unloading the aisle, I just now have access to the full trailer, but I could reload the aisle and be ready to go. This trailer, however, 99 times out of every 100 times that I need to hook up to it is ready to go, except for pulling the shore power, winding it in, and then I'm ready, and loading anything into the aisle if I need to take anything extra that is not already on board with this trailer. Like, for instance, I unloaded my drywall sander. I have a battery-powered DeWalt drywall sander, and, you know, with a circular head that rotates. That I don't normally carry with me because I'm not doing drywall all the time, and when I do, it may be small patches as opposed to like a full-out room or a full-out house. So that'll go with me when needed. Tiling tools don't ride with me, but they will go with me when needed. Painting, again, and all of that. So the extra stuff. But this is ready to go, and I really appreciate that. So the RON PAULK system, all the years that he had thinking about how he wanted to make his job flow work, how he wanted to transport his tools, has really benefited me because I just watched a bunch of videos, which were enjoyable anyway. I really got involved in the RON PAULK system of how he designs and how he implements what he designs. I love it. There are other systems out there. This is the one that I landed on. It's not the only system. It's just the one that I like because I'm used to it, and it works so very well, like probably all the other systems out there that I don't have experience with. But this is the one that I landed on. Now that I'm unloaded, I can get to what my wife wanted me to get to. I'll take a look around the trailer. I think I have a couple of things from the house that I need to load in. I have to tarp up that bench outside, just make sure that it doesn't take weather needlessly, and then I can untarp it when necessary or load it in here. Well, hey folks, wonderful hanging out with you. It feels to me like it's been a while. Thank you very much for sticking with me. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Ring the bell for notification if you want to know when I drop a new video. Please have a great day because you deserve it. Sun is shining. I'm going to have a good day. Have access to the trailer. Yay. You all take care, and I hope you see me on the next video. Ring that bell. Bye. This is my new Paulk workbench. It's actually called a SMART bench. It's built in metric, but arguably it's about 3 feet wide and it's about 6 feet long, give or take. Again, it's in metric. And it stands roughly 36 inches above the floor. And this particular bench, I went ahead and built the cart. And with this bench, I went ahead and built his SMART cart, which is the SMART cart version 1. It has the foot bar, which allows me to easily adjust the casters, whether they're in the up position so that everything is sitting flat on the floor, or they're in the down position. And this thing is free to roll. I'll admit to being lazy. I have had those parts for 2 more SMART carts cut and ready to go since prior to Christmas of this past year. And they still sit there, arguably over 2 months later. So no, I haven't just dove right into creating 2 more SMART cart. Parts are right there, and I really should get to that because I do have all the screws in, ordered from online through Ron Store. I have the casters in, again, ordered through Ron Store because I have the plans, and those plans have an active link when you pull them up on your computer PDF. You click on that, it'll take you over to his store, and then from there he actually has, like, you know, if you want to do his bench with all of the parts that he used, not the physical lumber, but the actual hardware, then it's listed right there. Maybe any particular tools that he has, it's listed right there. It's a great system. The plan is 2 more benches. I have one of those knockdown benches that you can buy as a kit. This comes out of Utah, Salt Lake City. It's a company called Reparadise, and you can order that in. I think it's like, the bench itself is like $695, and it's either $200 or $300 to ship it in. I haven't checked the prices lately. I went to Salt Lake City, bought one right off their rack, loaded it in my truck, and brought it home. And that was 2,100 miles. Should I have paid for shipping? Yeah, but I was already out there for some other reason, so it was just a matter of stopping by on my way home. So I went ahead and bought one and avoided the shipping. I also bought the lightweight plywood, which is what this is built out of. It's called ultralight plywood. I have 3 benches I want to build. One is built there. The knockdown bench, which I will assemble, will get its own cart. And then I want to build a SMART station, which is exactly like that with minor changes. The other bench I want to build is the SMART station. The SMART station integrates the table saw hanging off of kind of a cradle, and the miter saw, which actually integrates specifically into the bench itself through a cutout. And that would have its own material support wings, and everything would be flush with the deck of the saw. So it's a really good system, and I would love to have that. I will be building that, and I have the lumber to do so. It's just a matter of me deciding when I want to do that. So it's all about me at this point, and I have no one to blame but myself for my procrastination. So I love this bench, and I love the fact that it's on wheels and I can move this thing around. When I go outside, unload, and I'll just set up my old bench because it's easier just to set it up and leave it than it is to try and find another place to store it. The problem I have these days, and I have had for 5 years now with that old bench, is I don't have a cart for it, and I never bothered to try and sit down and design one for it. I just never forward thought. Now, having built a cart for this, I'm thinking I would like to build a cart for that, because in the meantime, while I'm still using that old bench, it would be nice to be able to move it around. And I think for resale purposes, because I just want to sell it and get rid of it, I think for resale purposes, it would be nice to send it along with a cart, because then it's just much more manageable for somebody else if they want to set it up in their garage and then want to be able to move it around. But when it's sitting on the ground just on the sawhorses, to move it 6 inches or 6 feet or 60 feet, it's non-trivial. And that was one of my 2 complaints about that bench. The other complaint is it's heavy, because I did not have lightweight plywood. It's, I think the bench top itself, the box, actually goes 100 pounds. That box right there only goes 64 pounds, 65 pounds. So the weight, and then the fact that it's not really very easy to move. But as benches go, I have used the devil out of that thing. It's beautiful. I even sealed it up with like a spar varnish. And so it's like it's not weatherproof, but it's very weather resistant, and it sits outside a lot and it takes weather. So, you know, I cover it up, you know, but it does take weather. So really neat stuff. So I'm going to go out and I'll show you the trailer quick, and I'll show you my old bench and get that all set up so I can have access. I have to plug my trailer in so I can recharge my security system. So I'll just plug it in and know that it's already ready to go. And then now from here on out to my next job, when I hook up and shuffle up and head to the door, the trailer is just ready to go, and I don't have to worry about having stuff in the way, and I have access to it until that time. Well, there you have it. Let's go out and take a look.